Hi, Trisha.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
So before we get started, I do want to just let you know, so anything that we talk about here today is just between us.
Okay.
The only reason I would need to tell anyone anything is if you tell me you're planning to hurt yourself, someone else, or if you know someone else getting hurt and you disclose that to me. In that case, I would need to let someone know, but otherwise, it's just a time for us to talk.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that kind of thing before.
Yeah. So what brings you in today?
I mean, I feel like you know, but the school sent me to talk to you. They had an issue with how much my kids are going to school, and so they sent me to you.
Okay. Then tell me a little about when this began.
I mean, their attendance wasn't great last year. As far as like the school kind of had an issue with it last year too, but they didn't really do anything about it then. But then for some reason this year, they're saying that it's not enough and they need to be there more. And I mean, I get it kind of, like my kids aren't there every minute of every day, but I mean, they go to school. Like, don't get me wrong, they go to school. So.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're a little confused why maybe this year they have more problems, and last year it all seemed to kind of be fine.
Yeah, like I feel like it was the same last year as this year, but this year they wanted to do something about it, I guess. So here I am.
Yeah, okay. So, tell me a little bit about, you said your kids aren't there. You admitted they're not there every minute of every day.
Yeah.
So tell me maybe about some scenarios that have happened.
I mean, you haven't met my kids yet, but if you met them, you'd understand. The little one, he doesn't want to go to school. He wants to stay in bed. He wants to play his little Game Boy thing. And when I try to get him up in the morning, he throws a fit. And honestly, so I work at Sam's Club, and I gotta be there in the morning. So if, unless you guys want to say I'm not feeding my kids and taking care of them, I gotta go to work. And for me to get to work, I can't waste my whole morning trying to get them out the door. So, they just put up a fight, especially the little one. And, we have had some car problems. And so it's difficult for me to get them to school and get myself to work when the car is not working. I have to take the bus to work. And so I can't get them to school too. And, sometimes our washing machine broke last month. So honestly, they just didn't have clean clothes. And I don't want my kids to get picked on. So I couldn't send them then. So, there's been some different things, but it's mostly just they don't want to go. So I can't fight that battle every morning.
Yeah, and it sounds like you've got a lot going on personally yourself as well, and commitments. I can tell you're a hard worker, and it is important to get to work, so I could understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle to get their kids to want to go to school. It can be difficult.
Yeah.
And you said your youngest, how old is he?
He's in first grade.
First grade, okay.
But he's a force.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of firm on that.
Yes.
So why do you think that the school is concerned about them missing? Or other people,
Yeah. I mean, I know they want them to be there every day. I know that school is important. Like, I can see that. I didn't get to finish school, so I had to drop out when I was 16.
Okay.
My mom got sick, so I had to start working, taking care of her, and so I didn't finish school. So I can see that, in a way, it matters, that they're there as much as possible. But also, like, they're so little right now that it kind of feels like, they got time. So that's where I have a hard time. But with the school, I know they want them to do well and to learn what they're supposed to learn right now. But I got smart kids, so
yeah,
I think they can do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, and so I did want to ask, I know they have changed the kind of rules about kids missing school. And I know you're not involved with the court right now, are you?
Not right now.
Okay.
They wanted to send me to you and try to figure out a plan, I guess.
Yeah. So, and other people have been kind of confused confused by this, but last year they actually changed the truancy laws to be hours based instead of days. So I'm not sure all the different kind of hours that they use, but I know in a month they may miss 42 hours. That's considered truant.
Oh, okay.
So were you kind of aware of that? Is that kind of new?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't aware of that. Because when I went to school, it was still just like, based on the day as a
Right.
whole, or like
Mhm.
maybe a half day. I don't remember, like I said, it dropped out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that about the hours. I guess that maybe makes more sense because they're late a lot. Because even
Yeah.
sometimes I can get them to school, but it took an hour battle of getting them up
Right.
and moving and to find clean clothes and, so that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah. So I mean, 42 hours would be 6 days, but because they're adding all the hours, they're a little late, if someone needs to leave early, and it does add up, yeah.
And that's the other thing is, they've sent my kids home before with lice. And they're saying, it's my fault that they're not in school. Well, you're sending them home. So that's another
frustrating,
thing that
yeah.
I know they've missed hours on the back end because of that. So,
Okay. So let's kind of play this out. Let's say your kids keep, kind of pushing back, not going to school. You're still kind of struggling to get them there. What would you think would be like the worst thing that would happen if they kind of keep on this path?
I guess that they would do what I did, and that they wouldn't finish, and that they would have to work at Sam's Club or something else. I don't like my job. I do it because it pays good money.
Yeah.
So I guess that they wouldn't get to finish either, and I do want them to finish.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you've kind of seen the other end, through your own experiences, and maybe you would have liked to finish school if you'd been able to.
I think
now.
I would have, yeah.
So I that is probably something that you would like for your kids to have different, maybe.
Yeah.
So in order for them to start going to school more regularly, maybe more on time, what are some things that would have to change?
I think, and this is where I feel it over my head. They'd have to start to want to go, or something would have to change with his desire to go, especially the little one. Because I don't have time to fight the fight every day. So something with his motivation to go would have to be different. I mean, the car, the washing machine, those things haven't been reliable for us. And lice, I gotta figure out how to get rid of that stuff, I guess, because they just keep getting sent home, and that feels like I'm being penalized for a school policy decision.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, some of those things, all of those things.
Yeah. Is there anyone at school that you feel has been helpful that maybe you think could kind of come alongside you, maybe help you with some of these plans, things?
My daughter has a teacher that I really like. I feel like they've connected a lot, and she seems to really like her, I guess.
Yeah.
And she's expressed a willingness to kind of help me out and figure stuff out, so maybe her.
Yeah. And I know it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, you're juggling a lot of things, and I know that can feel, I don't know, does that feel isolating at times?
Yes.
Like you're just kind of battling it out, yeah. So sometimes it can be nice to have someone to kind of help you think through some things as well.
Yeah.
Well, I know this isn't a problem that's going to be solved overnight, but how confident are you that, you can maybe start to make some changes here in the future?
Yeah. I mean, think thinking about like what is causing the problems as far as the things that make it so that they're late or not in school is helpful. I don't necessarily know yet what to do about any of those things, but even just saying to you what is driving it is helpful, but I don't feel confident that I could implement any changes with those things yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like I said, it's not gonna happen over time, you know, and like you admitted, some of this is gonna have to be with your kids too, you know, you can't do all of it.
Yeah.
And although you are a mom, you know, they are also people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I appreciate you coming in and talking to me some today, and I look forward to talking more about all of this next time.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.